Hey guys, Ben Latocki here with Production Realty, and today I wanted to talk about prospecting. So I have my top two favorite ways to prospect. Okay, and the reason I come up with this topic the other day was I was talking with one of my agents, one of the agents in the office, uh, and we were discussing how there are really two main categories, two jobs to this career of real estate. Okay, there's you got to be a really good communicator and negotiator and great with the paperwork and a great salesman, right? You got to be that. But it doesn't matter how good you are at the process of selling real estate and helping people if you don't have any clients. Okay, so prospecting, you need to be a lead generating machine. Okay, so you got to generate tons and tons of leads in order to filter into you having a handful of clients that you actually close transactions with every year and make a decent living, right? So there are two main portions of this career, and today we're going to focus on the prospecting side of lead generation activities. Okay, and don't confuse prospecting with marketing. Marketing is you're advertising to the world what you do. So you're doing social media posts, you're doing billboards, radio, YouTube, whatever you're doing, right? You're talking to everybody in your marketplace. That's advertising and marketing. Prospecting, on the other hand, is one-on-one conversations that you are having with members of the community. So phone conversations, direct phone, in person, belly to belly, they call it belly to belly conversations, or direct messaging, texting right directly to somebody, but not mass communication. This is one-on-one. This is critical. Okay. So, my favorite way to prospect, I love referrals, right? I love talking to my past clients, my friends, my family, and having them send me their referrals, right? And one of the best ways that I have found to stay in contact with friends, family, and past clients is to give them a call, right, and talk to them. But this is the icebreaker. A lot of people don't know what to say. I'm just going to call someone and just ask them how they're doing. It's kind of out of the blue, right? Okay, so here's my hack. You can do this while you're driving around town because you guys are busy driving all over this market, right? And the benefit of that is that it's easy for you to say, "Hey, I was in your neighborhood the other day. I was thinking about you. I just wanted to call and say hi, check in, see how things are going." So you can go right down your database. You can either do this while you're driving around town, or strategically go right down your list of friends and family, right? But there's a couple key things here to this message. It reminds them that you're a real estate agent. Okay, it reminds them that you're a realtor, that you're in their area. So not only are you a real estate agent, you actually service their area and you're in their area all the time. If you call somebody 3 or 4 times a year, they're going to say, "Ben calls me all the time. He's always selling houses in my neighborhood." So you call them, you say, "Hey, I was just in your neighborhood. Wanted to, I just drove by your house. I was just in your side of town. Just made me think about you guys. Wanted to check in, make sure everything's good. Give me a call. Talk to you later. Bye." Now, if they answer the phone, you can kind of joke with them and say, "Hey, I was in your neighborhood the other day showing houses. My client didn't like the one we looked at, but hey, you guys ready to sell yours yet? They would love your house," right? So that icebreaker of, "Hey, you guys ready to sell your house?" It's a little bit of a joke, but eventually those conversations turn, if you have them often enough, eventually those conversations turn into, "Hey, maybe we do want to sell our house, and Ben's going to be the guy I call because he's always in my neighborhood. He's always selling real estate. That's the man I want to work with." Okay. So call your friends and family, tell them you were in their neighborhood, you were thinking about them. It works great. It's a great icebreaker, guys. Okay, my second favorite prospecting strategy is called circle prospecting. So most of you have heard of this term. The way that I do circle prospecting is a little bit different. These are people circle prospecting is, okay, so we have a listing, here's a house for sale. We draw a circle around that listing, and we call all the neighbors and let them know that the house is for sale. Okay, but I do it in a specific way. I have a really good script that I want you to kind of follow. Okay. These are people, again, like I said, we don't know these people. So these are definitely cold calls. So we have tools to see who the neighbor is, right? Click on the, open up one of your apps, click on the neighbors, and you can see what their name is, how long they've owned the house, what they pay for it, all that kind of good content. Then we have another tool to get their cell phone. So get the neighbor's cell phone numbers, and you just have to call like 5 or 10 of them. You don't have to call that many. But the script I want you to use is, hi, my name is Ben Latocki. I'm a real estate agent with Production Realty, and I am working with Bob and Mary Smith. Bob and Mary Smith, your neighbors, they trusted us to help them sell their house, and I promised them I would call all the neighbors and let them know all the details so that just in case they have somebody looking to move into the neighborhood, you guys would have first shot at it, first dibs, all right? So that's the gist of the conversation. But there's a couple of bullet points I want you guys to remember. Name drop the neighbors. Bob and Mary Smith, your neighbors, Bob and Mary Smith, whatever the name is, right? They trusted me or trusted us to help them sell their house. It was a very powerful sentence. You're name dropping somebody they know, and you're saying, hey, they trust us. Okay? So it's a great icebreaker. Second, I told Bob that I would call all the neighbors. I promised Mary that I would call all the neighbors and let them know all the details, let them know what's going on. So this is cool because you made a promise to somebody they know, their neighbor, and now you're following through with that promise. How many times has another house sold in the neighborhood and they never got a phone call from a realtor? Never. I can almost guarantee they never got a phone call. And if they did, they didn't get this kind of a call. Maybe they got a postcard. Maybe they got invited to an open house. Maybe. But guys, if you do this around a new listing, and this can be your listing or it can be a realtor inside our office list, it could be you can call about any house that goes on the market. Call and tell them, I told Bob and Mary Smith that we would let all the neighbors know. And then you can give them the details if they answer the phone. You can give them the details. If you're just leaving a message, you say, just want to let you know what's going on in the market. Call me if you want the details on it. We wanted to let the neighbors know in case they have somebody looking in the neighborhood. We want to give everybody first dibs. And that little last part is you got like inside information about this property, right? You're giving them the first option to look at it or make an offer or what have you. It's really a powerful little script. Now, here's the next thing I want you to do with that information. Let's say you call 10 neighbors. So 1 out of 10 of the neighbors are statistically is going to need our help selling their house in the next year. That's just statistics. If we can try to figure out which one it is, obviously we are ahead of the game. We're beating our competition, right? So you're going to leave voicemails at most of these. When you cold call somebody, they're not going to answer. You're going to leave voicemails. If they call you back, or if you get them on the phone and you have a good rapport with them, like things kind of go good, they're friendly, they don't hang up on you, they don't call you a jerk or whatever, they're just friendly. Make note of those people. So those people now go into your little database around this new listing. So when it goes pending, you don't need to call all 10 neighbors back. You're just going to call the ones that kind of like were nice to you, right? And so you're going to call and say, hey, Ben Latocki, Production Realty. Remember me? I called you like a month ago. We were getting this house ready to go on the market, or it had just gone on the market. Well, I just want to give you an update. We had 5 or 6 showings. We had 2 offers. And as of right now, the seller has accepted one. Whatever the details are, right? If you don't know all those details, you can just say it's gone pending. The seller has accepted an offer. It is not closed yet, but I just wanted to keep you updated on how things are going. It's been on the market for 2 weeks and it's now pending. Whatever, that kind of stuff you can pull up on every single listing. So building rapport with neighbors. Now they are no longer necessarily a cold call. They might remember you. Then follow up again. Let them know if it goes back active, if the deal falls apart. Let them know if it closes. Okay, so when the deal closes, then you can call them and say, hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Looks like you're going to have a new neighbor in the neighborhood. We did close on that property last week, or we did close on that property yesterday, or whatever the deal is. You know, if you want to know how much it sold for, just give me a call back, or if they're on the phone, like, hey, curious what we sold it for? You can answer that question at that point. You can't tell people what it has sold for while it's pending, and you can even just say it's confidential. Once it closes, I will be glad to reach back out to you and let you know. But I love these strategies, both of these strategies, because they're super quick and simple. They're not pushy, salesman-y type conversations, and the icebreakers are easy. You're not just calling your database and just to bug them. You are calling them to let them know you're thinking about them. You're selling real estate in their neighborhood, and with the circle prospecting, you are adding to your database. You are cold calling strangers, and it's not offensive when you said, hey, Bob and Mary Smith, I told them I would call all the neighbors, and so I'm just calling you to tell you the details. You are just following through with something you promised to their neighbor. It's not offensive, it's not pushy, it's super simple. So I love these two strategies, guys. Hopefully you will implement them into your business. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.